accountability accountability in a certain level where I want to be in the future, that I can't put myself up there. I have to be put there by God. And I was realizing it. I was just like,
You're promoting yourself, and you're leaving God out of the picture.
yeah, like
What
I
were you
held
telling me right
myself
now about the
accountable
pieces of
to.
the puzzle? That how you said like you're
You
missing?
get that one time.
No, come on, you can do it again. Tell me again about the puzzles. How
I
you were
look
trying to
nuts.
put pieces in the
But I
paper.
was saying, like, every nightmare, every dream that I've had, like, I've always described it as a puzzle. And every nightmare, every dream was a puzzle piece. And I was trying to figure it out. But it's like trying to figure out a one-colored puzzle. You ever have a one-colored puzzle? Say a white puzzle. All the pieces, they perfectly fit. You just need to find where. But you can't because they all blend. So you are confused. But God goes, let me add some color. And you're missing a piece. There's your puzzle. And it was so simple. It was so simple. And this missing puzzle piece and this feeling that people feel, it's not you. You're not missing a person. You're not missing someone. You think you need something when you don't. Whether it's money, whether it's fame, whether it's acknowledgement from someone that you shouldn't even care about. But the whole point is that pit, that emptiness, that whatever it is you're feeling, is God. Like, I'm 15, okay? And I'm so glad that I realize it now. And I know I've said this before, but I always stray away because I'm dumb. But
You're human, man.
this whole point is that this whole missing piece that people talk about and this emptiness that people talk about is just God. And if you realize it now, it's so much more beneficial. Because it's
You
like,
suffer yourself a lot of pain, a lot
yes,
of trouble, huh?
and it's like going in a circle and you get sick and you get tired. And then that's where people say, I just don't want to live anymore. Or I'm so tired of being tired. I'm so this and I'm so that. And it's all excuses. And then God just goes, I'm right here. But you were too naive. You were too rebellious.
Yeah. Too prideful sometimes.
Too prideful.
To admit it, huh?
To admit it. And now I'm admitting it.
But that's the beauty of a God faith, that He's so gracious and so loving to us that every time, when that Bible comes on and you click, and God says, yes, my child, you got it. And then He goes, yeah, He roots for you and tells you, here I am, I've always been
Joseph
here.
was talking about how it said that. It was talking about the 99 sheep and how one left. He has 100 sheep. And it says that God goes, the shepherd, he goes and he looks for the one sheep. And it's saying that God does the same thing. That He can have a whole group of Christians.
Yep.
And if one just strays away, the whole heaven rejoices because that one is found.
Yeah.
And it said, imagine that you're that one person who gets lost and the whole heaven rejoices just because you got back. Like, everyone needs to realize they're important.
How much He loves us.
I know, and
That's
it's
what
insane.
that song,
like,
Reckless Love.
I don't even love myself this much, okay? And sometimes I think I'm super cute. But we're not talking about me, okay? We're talking about God. But it's so easy. I think why people confuse the Bible is because people let the better judgment, the worst judgment in the way, and realizing it, that it's so simple. It's right in front of you. And God gives you all of the answers. But you just have to be
You have to let Him.
willing enough. Yeah, you have to let Him help you figure it out. Because you can't do it on your own. And I think that's what I always struggled with. Is I always thought I could do it alone.
Yeah.
It's so simple. I'm so mad.
Hey, but listen, it's amazing. Like you said right now,
You
you're
live and you learn. See,
you
all this coming from a 15-year-old.
So full of wisdom, my baby.
know,
My
right?
gosh, it made me so proud.
That's because I have a mother who always talks to me. Have fun with that.
and that's because I didn't have a mother that always talked to me, and I didn't have a mentors and people I could look up to, and the ones that I had to look up to, they failed me. They all did.
Everyone will fail you but God.
Yeah, and but with me, I didn't come
That's why I
to
struggle
know
with
Christ,
too.
Until I was like 30 some years old. 36
People got a head start.
Yeah, you got a head start, man. Imagine all the heartache and the trouble that you can be saving, And even as a Christian, the Bible tells us that we're gonna go through trials, that the life is gonna, it's gonna happen, and we're gonna struggle. It says, but we don't have to do it alone. And when we realize that and understand that we are not alone, and we have God to guide us and to help us when we like struggle. But that's where He comes in when you say, you know, God, let Him be God, and let you be His child. That's all He wants. He wants you to say, God, here, I don't know how to do this. I need you. I can't do it on my own. But when pride is
And I
a
think
very,
that's what
very
people
powerful
struggle
thing.
with too, is because people, when they finally admitted to themselves when they actually needed someone, then that's when that person deceived them. So then people have trouble with saying that I do need help,
Yeah.
and I
They get hurt.
I
They
need
get hurt.
God. And that's where I struggled with too, is because I also went through a phase where I believe I didn't need anyone.
Yeah, I know, Mama.
And then it was just like going in circles.
And then it's funny. Believe me, after all
Oh,
these
God.
years, I find myself in this situation sometimes, and then I think about it, and then the enemy loves to make us feel like he condemns us. He's the one that condemns us. God doesn't. God is full of love and grace that He forgives us. That He doesn't want us to feel condemned. He gives us the Holy Spirit to feel convicted, which is a big difference from being convicted and being condemned. The enemy loves to condemn you because when he condemns you and then you receive that condemnation, you feel guilty and you feel ashamed. Oh yeah, you hold it against yourself and you beat yourself down for it.
That's why they say the mind is the most powerful weapon on the earth.
And that's
how. If you could break someone down in the mind, then you have fully control of everything.
And that's how the devil works. He comes in through a thought. As long as you put a little thought in your head, that's why it's important that we read our word, that we stay prayed up, that we listen.
And it's crazy because all of the answers that have been written thousands of years ago are answers that we still need. And I think that
it's a book of life.
When did I have this meeting with Joseph? Tuesday. Wasn't that yesterday?
Yes.
Well, I learned all this in one day, guys. So smart.
You had all of these and you need a little reminder and they finally clicked. That's what it was.
A little nudge.
But see, the thing, no matter how many times I've told you, no matter how much Brother Tim or Michelle or anyone from the church has told you, like I told you, another vessel that God is using to reach out to you, specifically for you.
See, this is where I messed up too, is I believe that the way that it has been portrayed to me before is that your sole purpose in life is just to be used by God. I've heard someone say that before. And I don't even remember who it was, but I remember those exact words. And I've been getting it wrong my whole life because it's God wants to use you as a vessel. Not use you, but use you.
So you have a purpose in life.
You have a purpose, yeah. And I think people have so much potential and so much to give. And people are just blinded.
And we are so full of talents.
So many people have so many talents and gifts that they haven't used because, one, they're either afraid, they haven't had that push, no one believed in them. But all this just relates to that one person. It's God.
Yeah.
You don't need someone to believe in you. You don't... It's great to have another person in life. But the only person you need is God.
And when you allow Him when you allow Him to work in you, when you fully surrender those fears, those doubts,
surrender
then
and submit. That's where I had a problem with.
Is it the struggle
surrendering,
too?
I had to give all my will up to. I used to think as it just giving the sole purpose of who I was and just giving it to God. Like I didn't want to do that, but I realized like the whole purpose of it is to submit and realize you need help.
Yeah.
But to surrender so you could be used
by God
to your full extent
for His honor and glory.
Exactly. But I used to think of it as like the only reason I exist is for the sole purpose of this one guy. Then I realized like
the big guy.
Yeah, the guy upstairs.
The guy upstairs.
The big homie, whatever you want to call him. Me personally, I think of God as like, the big homie. A lot of people are like, oh, the Messiah, this great big God.
The great I am. The beginning and the end. The Alpha and the Omega.
Exactly.
The head and the tail.
And he goes by so many names.
But you know what name?
But I felt so much more comfortable with just calling him a friend. Because when I realized...
That's what it is.
It's so simple. Like, a title is just a title. But he's still the same.
He's more than that. But when you say, you know what? When Jesus said, that He called His disciples His friend. What a great honor when you say,
exactly.
He calls me
friend. Like,
yeah, we're like God's friend, and really He thinks of me that much, to be called a friend, because a friend is not. You don't find a friend.
People have been put down so much Like, there's so much negativity in this world, and girls bringing girls down, and guys bringing guys down, and
Everybody tearing each other down.
everyone's just gnawing at each other's neck because society said you need to be better. Society said you need to fit in a certain standard or you won't achieve certain success, and everyone's equal. And I think people need to realize that everyone's the same.
So now that the light bulb finally clicked.
I was gonna say like sunrise. but
Okay. Well, now that you had that aha moment,
The
what are you gonna do with it? Because you need everything that you have. Let's say it's like a like like an ice. It
chips.
could be like an ice cube. Let's put it like an ice cube. Like if it's given to you and then you just let it sit there, it's gonna melt and it's gonna evaporate. Nothing's gonna
But if
happen.
you
It's
put it
gonna
in
be
the
gone.
freezer,
It's gonna continue to stay there. So we're gonna make sure that it stays in the freezer to keep it hard and to just do what it's supposed to do. So as a Christian, as a believer, we need to feed ourselves every day and make sure that we stand on guard against, because we have a real enemy that we cannot see, just like this damn virus that people are so afraid of. It's the same as faith. Our faith is like
you
things
know
that we
what?
hope
Is
for
my
but we
name
don't
is
see.
seriously the answer? And can you imagine, like, my name's everywhere. I've seen it on billboards, cups, T-shirts, everything. And my name is the sole purpose. And I'm so stubborn. I'm gonna admit that I'm stubborn. I'm very stubborn and I'm hard-headed. Like, if you persuade me in a way, good job. But I think I was most defiant against God because I wanted to do it my way. Because I felt my way was the best way. Boy, was I wrong.
Hey, but you
But
know
this
what?
whole thing
But when
is-
we
I
when you
want to be
admit
taken
it,
to a level where I thought that I couldn't go. And I know I have so much potential. I know, personally, I feel that I can be taken to such great extent because
imagine what God can do
Exactly.
in your life and through
Exactly.
you. How many
Exactly.
more people can be saved and know
Because
the
I don't know if you
Savior?
heard it, but you can hear the passion in my voice. When I get
Yeah.
excited, you can hear it.
Yeah, you can be an amazing
there's
person.
so many
Have you
kids
a
my
preacher,
age.
a motivational speaker? Have you heard Priscilla Schreider? Man, that woman, the way she speaks about Jesus and the power she has in her sermons are amazing. Can you imagine what God can do in you, man? I am excited for your future because all I ask God is let me live. Give me a lot of years to live so I can see
You
what He's
have
gonna
to
do.
live. My life's gonna be boring.
I wanna see where God is gonna take you, my gosh. And can you imagine how many people are gonna be blessed through you because you have so much potential, man. You have
And
a
I
calling
think
in your
that
life.
People, also teenagers my age, don't realize is a lot of adults think that sometimes that I'm not saying this about every Christian, but from a personal experience, I felt that sometimes Christian adults feel that they're better than Christian teens. And I honestly feel that Christian teens can teach Christian adults so much more. You guys, okay, you can have wisdom and years on us, but
man, we believe you guys are the next generation,
Exactly.
and we are excited
and I
for
feel
you.
like if people actually took the time to listen to a teenager, to listen, not speak, not one
give the
ear,
input.
one out, no input, just listen. Humble yourself to listen to a teenager, and you would realize so much more. We don't think we're better, but we've always been put kind of like, okay, adults know best. Adults are always right, especially you moms, you women. Oh, I'm always right, and most of the time that's true. But I feel if you take the time to listen to your child, or you take the time to listen to a teenager, your eyes would be open to so much more. Because this world, as hard as you may have thought the world was when you were a teenager, this world just got a whole lot worse. And my generation was the worst generation to take out of school because we need that thing. But I realized teens, we need God way more. I don't think I'm the holiest. I don't think I'm the best kid in the world. I don't think I'm the best sister and the best daughter. But I know I got a purpose. And now I can see it. And I'm not the emotional type. But ever since Guatemala, I've been Miss Waterworks. But that's just to show you, like, what God can do, too. Because I used to want to be a heartless killing machine.
You
But
can
that's not
imagine
who I
that.
am.
You came,
Imagine.
you came in to
I
live
think-
life, not to
I
take
know.
life. That's forgot to do.
I know.
That's what I think. And as much as you want to be in the SWAT team and go to the
Oh yeah, that's
armed
cool.
forces,
I gotta one up Danny.
I think God can do a lot more from that. Can you imagine instead of killing people, you can lead them
SWAT
to
team
Christ?
doesn't kill people.
Lead them to
Okay,
Christ?
it's only like school shooters, like people who
No.
started. But
I don't want you to do that. God has better plans for you. And just allow Him to work in you and ask Him, Lord, why do
I
whatever
want
you
to
have
join
for
that
me?
club in
What club?
Pedro when school starts again.
Oh,
Like,
the Christian.
Christian athletes.
Yeah, that's where Alasia was
My
in.
potential, bro. I'm gonna be a football player. I'm claiming it
Oh,
because I deserve. a
first
spot on that
female
team.
football player in the
They have-
NFL.
There's
What?
already a girl there. There's already a girl here.
Really?
Yeah, she's headed for the NFL. I watched her.
Oh.
Yeah, she's good. She's good. I was like, and you know, I don't want to be underestimated by my size. You know, like there's so many boys on the JV football team who I know I'm stronger than. Like I see the potential.
You've been bench pressing and
Yeah,
training.
and I see, you know what, honestly, like, boys, they talk down each other, too. Like, when I was talking to my friend, he was just like, you know what, you could totally have this guy's spot, or this guy's spot, or this guy's spot, because, you know, you're stronger, you're this, and I'm like, man, they just bringing him down. That's why he doesn't play good, because y'all just telling him he can't play good.
Oh, it's crazy what they
Yeah.
can do to your mind if they believe it. But
Imagine joining a brotherhood. I'm so excited.
just remember next time, when
like
when
they
I
always
ask you
pray
when I
before
ask
a game.
when I ask you that if you pray, he goes like, no, I talk to God. God, I go, have you got on your knees? I go, something different happens when you get on your knees. It's like the most.
You know
I
what
think
I felt God most?
not humiliating, but a humbling experience to humble yourself before God and so here
You know
I am,
what I
Lord.
felt God most? Is when I'm curled up in a ball.
Okay.
Or like on my bed, there's a point where I literally like I sit in the corner of my room like a little kid, just crying, just because I don't know how to deal with my emotions. Or I'm just talking to God because I don't know any other way. And it's not I think people, no offense, over exaggerate when they say God talk to me, because I mean personally me, I just feel it. I don't hear it. I feel it. Or like I'll hear from someone else. Like someone would say something and I'll be like,
They
makes
hear
more
him different
sense.
in different
Yeah.
ways.
But I see
And
it.
thoughts and an audible not an audible voice like, hey, this is God. I need you to do this. It's like in
Imagine?
a
It'd be
thought.
so much easier.
And a thought and
a
sometimes
dream.
like you're praying and all of a sudden you
Just
hear the
clicks.
words or you hear them in a soft whisper, or he puts the words in your heart and you open your eyes. It's like, whoa, what was that? And then you know it's God. Then that's why I said
They
it's
say
so
like
important.
God comes to you in a familiar voice.
Yeah. And
Me hears your voice in my head.
hey,
What are you doing?
¿quieres un chanclazo?
Yeah, because God will definitely give me a chocolazo.
But that's when he uses me as his vessel. I'm his vessel, and he gave me a pair of chanclas. That's all, mija. I'm enlisted in the army of God, and he gave me weapons.
Yes, because God says, beat your children. I'm just kidding.
Hey, no, he said, spare the child. Let me see, spare the rod, spare the child. Like, hey, you gotta if you love your children, you discipline them.
I hate when a parent is gonna hit you and they say, this hurts me more than you. Like, do you know your strength?
Well, this time's where it's hurt me more than you.
When you beat me with my DCs, that hurt you definitely more than it hurt me, huh?
After, yeah, emotionally, yeah.
Say that to the bruises on my arm.
Hey, they went away. It was a lesson learned. Never did that again. Tell me you didn't learn from that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've never wore a pair of DCs in my life again. I'm serious. When have you seen me wear a pair of DCs after that? Never. Exactly. Lesson learned.
Okay, so before we close this video, can I share it? Can I share it? Maybe can encourage somebody. If there's a teen out there or a parent struggling with with teens, because it's so hard, especially when you have a girl, man, your age. Sometimes I
my God.
I look at my husband, and my poor husband don't even know what to do with me or
my
you.
gosh.
And
I don't
tell
even
him
know what to. Okay. This is for my moms especially.
for moms out there,
for moms.
we're dealing with teenagers,
If you
teenage
have
girls.
a teenage daughter
Sorry
and
for
you say, why is she acting like this? We don't even know. Okay? Like what's wrong with you? We don't know. We just feel a certain way. We either cry, we
They get
scream, we get
moody.
moody.
They get
Like
nasty.
it's not even Shark Week yet. That's what I call it, Shark Week. It's not even that week yet. But it's all these emotions that we just don't know how to...
Oh, they want. Da-da,
Yeah,
da-da,
that's way
da-da.
better than
Okay.
Baby Shark.
Okay, killed by it. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay, so like you were saying.
But it
go
was
ahead.
saying, like, we don't even know what's going on with their emotions. Sometimes I feel that parents, no offense, think that they're kind of entitled to say that, you know what, your feelings and your emotions and your problems are not as big as mine. And I get it, paying bills, dealing with paperwork, stressing with kids, with a job. If you're a mom who works multiple jobs, I applaud you. That thing is not easy. If you come home and cook, it's not easy. Dealing with kids, it's not easy. Dealing with yourself, it's not easy. Because
Husband.
sometimes with a husband, and sometimes you women have to take a step back and realize it's okay to take care of yourself, you know? But you need to realize too is that there's our feelings and our problems to us at that moment in time
Are
feel
valid.
like they're so big.
Yeah.
And even if they're not, they feel that way. And for you to tell us your problems aren't that hard,
You don't have nothing to worry
you
about.
have nothing to worry about, you're not entitled to this, it breaks us. It really does. And just, if your kid is bawling, if your kid is sad, doesn't even know why they're sad.
Or angry.
Or angry, don't just
You
be
guys
like,
are moody too,
yeah,
man.
don't just be like, well, I'm gonna give you something to cry about, okay? I mean, sometimes that works, but just don't. Just be there for your kid. Even if they just want to be left alone, leave them alone. Most
Sometimes
likely,
you don't want to talk.
sometimes-
I've learned that in this
and
think
sometimes
few months.
if you were like, some kids are like me, where they don't fully like affection like that. So just be like, hey, you okay? They say I don't really want to talk, or if they say I'm okay, and you know they're not, just let them be. Let them think. Let them
Give them their space.
Yeah, give them their space. But there comes to need to be a point in time where you gotta sit with them like this and say, what's the problem? How are we gonna fix it? What are the steps you need to take?
How can I help you?
How can I help you? Oh my God, how can I help you? It's such an easy question. And sometimes we don't even know. But even the thought that you considered that you wanted to help us and you asked and took the time to sit us down and ask us that question, it means more than you can think of. It's so simple. Asking us how our day was. How's school? How's homework? Would you like some help? Do you need a breather? Do you want to go take a walk? Do you want to take a drive? It's so simple. It's so simple. But the simplest things mean so much.
Like you want pizza?
Yeah. Do you want
Emoji?
pizza? Hell yeah, I do. I love pizza. Do you want to go for a drive to the beach, to Jack in the Box?
Yeah.
Ooh. If you just want to sit in the car and just eat a meal, no talking, listen to music, and just vibe. Just chill. And that's so much better than having a parent nag at you and say, we need to talk about this. You're gonna talk about this.
I need it now.
I need an answer now. Why are you acting like this? I don't know. That's not a good enough answer. Like, what do you want us to say? I'm acting like this because I felt like it? No, we don't know why. And for moms, just love on us. That's the simplest. Same thing with your sons. Dads, for your daughter. Whew. If you're a dad and you have a daughter, show her how she's supposed to be treated. Because she'll go looking in all the wrong places before she realizes it. I love both my dads. I mean, one's super supportive and like, he takes care of me and he's a great dad. One's crazy as hell. I love him to death. He's goofy. He's like another kid. Me and my dad, we talk to each other like teenagers. I mean, if that's your cup of tea, then I mean that's a great that's a great thing. But I realized, like, take the time to talk to your daughters, to your sons. If you have a son, encourage him. Tell him he's top dog. Build him up. Don't tear him down. Don't say, if he cries, oh, that's not a manly thing to do. Say, no, comfort him. Some guys are really sensitive. I know, like, a 6'4" dude is built like a bear, super strong and balls like a little kid. It doesn't matter. We all have feelings and they're all valid. Teenager, adult, elderly, kid. Everyone's feelings are valid. And just take that into consideration. And really just love each other. Because, I mean, we're all going to die one day. And you don't want to die with regrets or feeling, I should have said this. I should have done that.
Yeah. One thing that you have learned during this quarantine. Can you share with me or with us?
You can't do it alone.
That's right.
You need God. As much as people say, I got me. This is me. This is my own personal thing. I got me. I'm
That
good.
was you.
That was me. Yeah.
Yes.
I got it. I'm good.
I
I'm
don't need-
top dog.
I don't
I'm
need
living.
nobody.
I'm on top of the world. I'm chilling. I'm good. And on the inside, I still felt so alone. I had a mom. I had a dad. I had a brother. A dog.
That loves you, a brother that's low so loving.
Exactly. But I still
You felt that
I felt
emptiness?
empty.
Yeah.
And I don't think drugs, money, liquor, all that can fill that void. I mean, it could take it away for a while. You know, you feel all happy in a cloud and you're chilling. But as soon as it wears off, reality hits back in, and people need to realize that you can't just smoke your life away. You can't live a lie. Because if you're living a lie, then what's the point of living? Everyone has a purpose to live. Everyone has a reason or something to live for.
Amen. One advice for people that are still like desperate at home, that are stuck with their kids and having a hard time dealing with just being home. What's the best thing you can tell them?
I'm an extrovert. I miss people. I'm still going nuts.
But what are you doing to cope with it?
In this point of time, I get community is a great thing, family is a great thing. Put yourself first for once. Find out where you're at, find out where you were, and find out where you want to be. Because once you figure this triangle on from who you were to who you are and who you want to be. If you can figure out who you want to be and who you are, then you will find the necessary steps it takes to get there.
Alone?
No, not alone.
Oh, okay.
Because mentally, I can sit here and tell you that you can do this, this, and this, and this to get to a certain level, but without God incorporated into it, you can't succeed the level. You can't. You're here. Your goals are here, but God can take you to here. And I think people, you know, I've seen so many motivational speakers, billionaires, who talk about succeeding their levels. And, you know, they're rich. You know, don't get me wrong. I would love money. But I'd rather have happiness over money. A sound mind. Because
Peace.
I notice when I go to sleep, when I pray before I go to sleep, it's so simple. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I pray for hours. But a simple prayer that just says, God, help me sleep. I'm tired of being restless. I'm tired of beating myself down in my thoughts and seeing who I was and putting on me now and just making myself feel small. I'm so sick and tired of not sleeping. I would wake up in the middle of the night, be restless, have nightmares, get up. My mind was always racing. And then I'd pray before I go to sleep. And I'd knock out. Sleep through the whole night. And I'd wake up good. And I'd start my day with a motivational video. Don't get me wrong. I love my rock. I love Gary Vee. I love listening to motivational speakers. But to end the night with God is the best sleep you'll ever have.
I have to start with the day too.
To start the day with too.
Yeah. Awesome. Good job, Mama. Very proud of you.
And now I gotta reapply my face powder. Looks like I stuck my hand and powdered my face in powdered donuts.
Peace out.
Alright, everyone.